What is going on, my dude? Cybex here. So today I have really devastating news, and I wanted to really touch up on this topic, even though I'm really late, because I really do care about this game, and I think Mortal Kombat 1 is like a really fun game, but it's ending. I saw this coming from a mile away when they announced like the Ultimate Edition. Usually when NRS fighting games announce like Ultimate Edition or usually when they announce like those editions, they usually mean like, you know what, we're done making Mortal Kombat 1 content, we're done making characters, we're done making stages, we're done making musics. Here, take these MK2 skins, because the MK2 movie isn't going to come out to like, we're still far away, man. That movie isn't going to come out till like the end of the year. But anyways, it's really devastating news, because this game is really fun now. It really is. Before it wasn't, now it is, dude, because Kombat Pack 2 actually saved it for me. You have Sector, you have Cyrex, you have Noob Saibot. The three of them are all really fun characters. I'm having a blast with Sector. I really am. Even Noob Saibot to an extent. I think he's like my favorite ninja to play in this game as well. But Conan the Barbarian, Ghostface, even T-1000 all have really interesting gameplay. But in terms of me, which gameplay I like better from the guest characters, definitely Conan the Barbarian. He just reminds me of Tusk from Killer Instinct. And that's where they probably got the inspiration from. Because, I mean, granted, Conan the Barbarian I didn't really grow up with because it's from like the 1980s and stuff like that. But yeah, they got inspiration from Tusk from there, though, from Conan the Barbarian. And now fast forward to that, I really want to talk about like in terms of like me playing this game from like the beginning to the end and how I feel. So I'm gonna approach it that way, and then from there I'm gonna go on and do like, where do I think NRS could be heading next. So first off, when this game first released, I remember I didn't really have a character crisis at all. I mean, I tried the beta, I kind of had fun with the beta, except it was super duper laggy. It wasn't even really playable back then. There was no training mode, no move list. The only thing you could do is just like arcade mode and etc. And I didn't really learn much anyways. I just had to wing it because I was playing Li Mei that time, so I didn't really get to experience Li Mei, so I don't really have anything to say. But I did experience bugs, glitchiness, and etc., and I felt like I couldn't really move my character during the beginning of the beta, and I said, okay, maybe I'm not going to be too critical with it because this game is on beta, it's not released yet, so I'm going to wait and then see what happens. Fast forward to that, the launch of the game, which a lot of people apparently they were saying like they had character crisis and etc., but I didn't really have a character crisis because Natara really sold it for me in terms of the gameplay department. She really did, man. She is a super duper fun character. I think she was like the one character I really had fun with during the launch roster. I really did, and I didn't stop playing her for like 3 or 4 months. I still play her to this day because I still think she's really fun. But anyways, yeah, I'm still having a blast with Natara. I think the character's cool, but I just don't like her design and her voice. That's the only thing I don't like, and I like her gameplay. That's the only thing I like about her. And fast forward the mid, I start getting a little bit bored. And at first in the beginning, I was having super duper fun because I said, you know what, it's that honeymoon phase. And I thought, and for a second I said, this game is a lot more faster than MK11. Dude, that was a full load of shit that I was talking about, because I looked back at MK11, and MK11's movement is much faster compared to MK1's, and it still is to this day. It really is. And if you just like YouTube search in and you search up MK11 movement versus like MK1 movement, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. You're really gonna see, dude. MK11's movement is really fast, but gameplay for me, I'm gonna hit you with the gameplay. I think I like the gameplay more in MK1 than MK11. I didn't really like MK11's gameplay at all, man. I didn't really even like what was it called, the Fatal Blows? I didn't really like them at all. And anyways, fast forward the mid, we go to mid. I start getting a little bit bored of the game. There's DLCs that released that really didn't interest me at all. We had Quan Chi, we had Omni-Man, we had but there was like another character. See, it was Quan Chi, Shang Tsung. Those two characters never really hit it for me. Then there was Omni-Man. Omni-Man was a little cool, but was he like my character that I really wanted to play? No, not really. Then we go straight to, who's the other character that got released. Was it Ermac? No, Ermac was not released. But anyways, Ermac, Homelander, I didn't really like Homelander either. I said, Homelander's not really like my kind of character. He kind of feels like a Superman to me. He really, really does, which he's not really my kind of gameplay at all. And then later on, Ermac, I did really, really like Ermac, but Ermac is like a really, really hard character to play since this wasn't really like my main game because I was mostly playing like on the side. Which was because my main game is Street Fighter though, but usually like when I play sides, I said, you know what, Ermac is going to be a really, really hard character for me to pick up. He really, really is, dude. And every time when I'm playing that character, dude, my fingers start hurting, dude. And granted, I did hear that Ermac is actually like one of the hardest characters to learn in this game. He really, really is if you really, really want to master him. Fast forward to that, then we go to Takeda. Takeda was a really, really cool character. I really liked him. And is he like MKX Takeda to me? Sorta, a little bit. But he's sort of like Spider-Man to me in this game, like NBC Spider-Man, which is really, really cool at the same time, but is he like my kind of character too? No, not really. Then we go to, fast forward to that, oh my god, who were the other last characters that got announced? No, I think Takeda was like the last character that got announced. So anyways, fast forward, we go to Kombat Pack 2, they introduce Chaos Reigns, which is the story mode. And I'm going to talk about story modes now. Part 1 of the story mode, in the beginning, kind of liked it a little bit. I said, sort of repeating the same history. They're reintroducing these characters, and we're going to get their backstory and etc. But I actually kind of liked how they approach it differently, like in terms for like Milena, Baraka, Reptile. Like we never really got to see like the good side for them at all, which was really, really cool to see in this timeline, in Liu Kang's timeline, because this is Liu Kang's timeline. It's no longer Raiden, because Liu Kang is actually like the God of Fire, and then in the previous timeline, it was God of Thunder, which was Raiden. But yeah, because Raiden passed on the mantle, and does MK1's main story live up to like MK11's for me for like Aftermath? I think MK11 Aftermath is still like the best story for me. It really, really is. Not as much as MK9, but in terms like of story mode wise, like the ending, like continuation, I actually enjoyed MK11 and Aftermath. I really, really did, because the story mode was super. Oh, thank you. Sorry. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, so I was saying that MK11's story mode was super duper duper cool. I really, really liked it. I'm talking about Aftermath, though. Especially in the ending where they give you, like, Shang Tsung and then Liu Kang's side. Like, Shang Tsung actually conquers, he destroys Liu Kang. And he gets to conquer, like, all the realms, if I remember. I don't really remember. I really, really have to look back. But if you pick Liu Kang's side, which is, like, the true ending, we get a glimpse like where he resets timelines and he goes and meet the Great Kung Lao dude. And once they have like that little dialogue, I really, really, really thought we were going to get Shaolin Monks 2. I said, oh my god, they're not actually going to make a fighting game. They're actually going to be making a Shaolin Monks 2. I thought that was like the direction they were maybe going for, but they didn't. They just went straight into MK1's timeline, and it needed more time to cook. I say this game needed more time to cook. Okay, so now fast forward to that, we go to Chaos Reigns, which wasn't received really well, and I could tell you why, dude, because the expansion for Chaos Reigns was $60 or $50, like a full pledge on price game. And that wasn't really, really cool at all, man. It really wasn't. And it didn't even deserve to be $50. In terms of me of story mode wise, because that's the only thing it really has to offer. I mean, granted, you do have DLC characters too, but in terms of story mode, I probably priced it around $5 or $10 at most. $10, and that's being generous at most, because the story mode for Chaos Reigns was not good, dude. It was not good. For me, it felt like a filler episode to me. Of course, they were reintroducing Sector and Cyrex, which are not really cyber initiatives in terms, like, they're not cyber, like, robots at all in this game. They're just, like, in Iron Man suits. And then you have Bihan, who actually turns into Noob Saibot, and in which the final boss of this game is actually Titan Havoc. But, dude, during, like, I mean, spoilers again, an MK1 story mode finale, I really thought they were setting up Havoc to be like a really cool badass. Oh my god, dude, this is gonna be an actually really cool character, like introduced like as the main villain, Havoc, dude. He finally gets like his time to shine and stuff. Granted, he wasn't really threatening. He didn't, like, when I was playing the Chaos Reigns DLC, he did not feel threatening at all. He just felt like another side jobber to me. I can't even, like, really explain it how, man. It just didn't felt right, like, at least in terms of the writing in this story. It really did it, man. I really had a lot of problems with it. The nicest thing I could probably say about Chaos Reigns is it felt like a filler episode. Like, it's just a useless filler episode that really has nothing to do with the story mode to me. And it just felt like another, like, one of those Naruto filler episodes. That's what it felt like. I think that's, like, the nicest thing I could probably say about it. But, yeah, but in terms of what Chaos Reigns brought and stuff like that, like, brought to the table, it had really cool DLC characters. It really did, man. Cyrex is fun, Sector is fun, Noob Saibot's fun, Conan the Barbarian is also fun, and T-1000 and Ghostface are also, like, all fun characters. I didn't play Ghostface even though I grew up mostly, because the only, like, guest characters that I'm really familiar with in terms of what I grew up with is Ghostface, definitely Ghostface. But I think in terms of my favorite guest character, it has to go with Conan the Barbarian, just because he just reminds me of so much of Tusk from Killer Instinct. But yeah, man, it's just such a shame with this game. This game could have been something really cool. Even I thought the intros, because sometimes it felt like to me, I think this should have probably been like an Injustice game, like due to the like intros, like when they clash into each other and stuff like that. So this is so Injustice vibes. But yeah, man, it's such a shame because this game is really fun now. I'm not really shitting on the game anymore like I was before, like maybe like a year ago or so, but this game is super duper cool now. Tournaments are actually fun to watch. I think the cameo systems are really interesting to look at now. Even characters, like, dude, you could even like mix up like more cameos with characters and stuff like that. There's more like variations of potential combos, other stuff, and etc. But yeah, man, I just really wish this game had, if this game had like a Kombat Pack 3, this game would be perfection. I'll just say it this way, perfection. Right now, we're at the fun part, but we haven't gotten to the perfection part, and that's such a shame that they're stopping on the fun part. But yeah, but anyways, now what do I think they're probably going to do in the next game? I don't think it's going to be an Injustice game. I really wish it was, but kind of thinking about it, it probably isn't, because of the Warner Brothers CEO. Apparently they were saying that they only want to focus on Mortal Kombat, and then I think it was Game of Thrones, Batman, and then Harry Potter Hogwarts or something like that. I think those were like the only 4 franchises they were focusing on. And then DC, if I'm correct, but I do not know. But yeah, but in terms of what I want to see next in the end, I think they should probably follow the same formula, like maybe MKX or MK9. They should probably go back to those games, relearn the formula, and then just like copy the formula for like MKX or MK9's gameplay from there. Do I think we're gonna be seeing more cameos weren't really received well, at least like in terms of the casual audience. It wasn't. Mortal Kombat from now on is just going to stay like a single player game. It could have been like a really fun thing, but I think instead of the cameos, man, they should have just done like a full-on pledge like tag system game. They really should have. I think that's where it probably would have been really cool, instead of just adding like cameos. But no, we're not going to be seeing cameos anymore. Definitely not. You can kiss that goodbye already. But yeah, we're not going to be seeing cameos anymore. They'd probably learn from their mistakes, because in their tweet they say they want to make the game better this time. They really do. So that's why they're probably moving on to they're definitely moving on to the next project, on if it's either Injustice or Mortal Kombat. But I think it's just Mortal Kombat. I really wish it was Injustice, because in terms of me like saying like where can you move forward from like the story mode, from like combat pack, from like chaos reigns? Like, how can you move forward from that? Because if they were to make a combat pack 3 for Mortal Kombat 1, I really thought, like, you know, the part 3 story mode was going to be Noob Saibot as the main villain. I really thought that, and I'm not going to spoil it anymore. You'll see it from the ending. Just search it up if you don't really feel like playing it. But yeah, but I think the monetization was also really bad. Because apparently, like, each skin would cost you for, like, I think it was like $15 or $10 for like each skin, man. That's like super duper expensive. And I think right now they lowered it to like $5. I think it's $5 now, because back then, like during the beginning, dude, W Venus was selling you those skins for like freaking $10 for each skin. And I didn't even buy that many skins for like each character, so I only bought like skins like the characters that I play. But yeah, man, it's such a shame what this game could have been. It really is, because right now we're at the fun part. But if they would have made a Combat Pack 3, it would have been perfection. It really would have. So I really hope NRS it's not really NRS's fault. Well, it's mostly Warner Brothers, I say, because they usually say, nope, you have to release it, because you could tell, like, when they're doing, like, Combat Cast, and when they're presenting, like, a new character, or etc., or even presenting the game in general, even going to tournaments, you could tell how much NRS really cares about their game. You could really tell. It's just W Venus is in the way, man. W Venus, God damn it, I'm just joking. But yeah, man, I really wish it was an Injustice game, though. I really do, because I kind of want to see what they would do, like, for Injustice 3. Maybe they could come up with something else besides, like, zoning, because that's mostly been, like, the Injustice games in general. But in terms of Mortal Kombat, I can't really tell you how they would move forward from that. They could make a Shaolin Monks too, but then how would they go forward from that too? Yeah, I don't really have the answer to that at all, but for sure, it's probably just going to be another Mortal Kombat game. I'll just put it that way. But in terms of me, like, what you're not going to be seeing anymore, no more cameos. And I think for the next Mortal Kombat, what they should really do is add extra modes. They should add, like, maybe King of the Hill, just like we had in MK9. Motor Combat was really cool in Armageddon. And then Conquest mode, I say, yeah, you could probably add Conquest mode in there, because it was more like an open world. The story mode is a little different than Conquest mode, I would probably tell you that much, because in Conquest mode it was mostly like open world where you travel and stuff like that. Maybe I might actually do a playthrough of that on my channel, because Conquest mode, I think that was like in Deception and Armageddon, I believe. Not Deadly Alliance. Deadly Alliance had, like, you go through, like, each tower, but they would just train you, like, how you play the game and stuff, so that doesn't really count. But yeah, if there's like a next Mortal Kombat game, you're definitely not going to be seeing cameos. They're probably going to learn their lesson from the monetization. I really hope they do, but I mean, granted, you know, that's why I keep my eye wide open, because it's Warner Brothers that makes the decisions, not like NetherRealm in general. But let's just hope that the next project that NRS makes is actually really good, because this game could have actually been super cool, man. And I said it many times already. We were in the bad part, now we're at the fun part, and that's where they stopped. If they would have made a third part, it probably would have been super duper perfection. But yeah, this isn't me. This is just like saying, this is going to be like my outro for this video now, because I'm going to stop it right there. But yeah, I just didn't really, those are like the only negative things I would probably say in terms of Mortal Kombat 1, like my experience with MK1. But in finale, I think how it ended, I probably rate this game I think this one's a 8 out of 10 for me. I know I keep saying 8 out of 10 in my previous reviews and stuff like that, but I actually do mean it. I think this game is actually an 8 out of 10 now for me. In terms of, well, nah, I think I'm being way too honest. Probably just 7 out of 10. It's still on the fun part to me. I still like it, and I'm still going to keep showcasing Mortal Kombat 1 on this channel, because I have characters that I actually want to go back and play. And yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. It's still a really, really nice score, because my previous score for this game was like a 4 out of 10. That's how bad it was during the beginning of this game. But yeah, but anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And I really, 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 really hope it's an Injustice game. But if it's Mortal Kombat, I'm still happy, because I actually do like both games. I really, really do. Even though I mostly enjoyed Injustice 2 instead of 1. And even though a lot of people are going to say, no, Injustice 1 is more fun than 2. But, I mean, to me, I just felt like Injustice 2 was more fun, because I had characters I actually really liked in that game. And, yeah, but anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. And